I have been testing out quite a few drugstore and affordable makeup products over the last few weeks, and I'm ready to share some updates with you, let you know which products I highly recommend. And there are actually a lot of them. Not that you need to run out and buy all of these, but if you're looking for a new product in a certain category, I definitely have some great options I think you'll love. And a lot of the products in today's video are under $10. There are also products that I think are nice, but maybe not necessary if you have an alternative in your collection. And then a few products I recommend skipping over completely. I actually have a lot of higher end makeup to review as well, but because I have so many products, I couldn't fit everything in one video. So stay tuned for the high end video. Honestly, most of the products in that video are like an easy skip, so I'll be sharing that one with you in a couple of days. But today's video focuses on drugstore affordable products. I'll make sure to put timestamps or chapters so you can skip ahead, and I'll link everything in the description box in case you're interested in any of these products. Let's start with hard candy. I have been a hard candy fan for years, but I feel like over the last maybe 2 or 3 years, they've really stepped it up. They're kind of doing not like a rebrand, but a lot of their newer products are kind of trendy. They have fun packaging, and they are what I might consider like drugstore dupes or alternatives for more high-end options. The nice part is hard candy, again, is a brand that keeps it affordable. I think most of their products, if not the entire line, is under $10, which is nice to see because that's not typical for the drugstore these days. So they just launched 6 new primers. I think some of them were updates to primers that they had already launched in the past, and then some of them are brand new. So I picked up 2 of them. I will say that you get a lot of product in here, 1.52 ounces, which is quite a bit more than a lot of brands tend to include in their face primers. I feel like 1 ounce is kind of the standard, very similar to foundation. But again, these are $7. So you're getting a lot of product in here for $7, and the quality is great. So I did purchase the Grip on Lock primer and then also the Blur on Lock primer. So let's start with the Grip on Lock primer. I love a good sticky, gripping, hydrating primer. I think it makes such a difference in the way my makeup applies and wears throughout the day. I have this on today, but my makeup look is very matte because I used a lot of powder. So even when you're using this product, you can still achieve more of a matte look, but it will lock your makeup into place really well, and it is very hydrating. What I like about this product compared to other gripping primers out there is this one is much thinner. It almost has like a gel leaning serum-like texture, so it's not as thick as like the e.l.f. Power Grip. And some of you have been asking me for an alternative to the e.l.f. Power Grip lately. This is a really, really good alternative, especially if you don't want something as thick or as tacky. It definitely has a tacky feel to it, but because it is a little bit thinner, I just find that it feels more comfortable on the skin. It leaves my skin looking glowy, looking hydrated. It's much easier to spread on the skin, which is nice. And then on top of that, it does extend the wear of my makeup really, really well. Makeup applies perfectly, very evenly. My skin looks smooth and hydrated. And again, I have a very matte look on today, but you can embrace the dewy, glowy look, maybe not use as much powder, and you'll still get longevity out of your makeup look. So highly recommend this, especially if you like the idea of a sticky primer, but you don't want anything too thick. I also picked up the Blur on Lock primer. When I'm not reaching for something that's like a sticky, grippy, hydrating primer, I usually like something that's the complete opposite, that creates more of a smooth, kind of mattified effect, blurs large pores and texture, and this one does a great job in that area. They do say that it is a 12-hour hold primer. This one definitely doesn't extend my makeup in the same way like this grippy one does. So if you're looking for your makeup to look good for like a full 12 hours, I would maybe recommend this over this. But again, if you have large pores or areas where you want that kind of soft focused finish, this one is great. The texture of this primer is nice because it is silky, but it's not greasy or slippery. Once it dries down, it almost feels like you applied a lightweight moisturizer that gives you like a very natural finish. So you're not going to get a ton of glow, a ton of shine, but it does provide like a nice smooth base before you go in with foundation. I do feel like it gives a somewhat similar effect to the Milani blurring primer, which has been one of my favorite launches of 2025. That came out at like the very beginning of the year, or maybe even like the end of 2024, but this one is thinner. So if you found that one to be a little bit too thick for you, you might actually prefer this. And again, it's less expensive. I think this one is like half the price and it's a little bit easier to use. So if you're not a thick primer fan, I feel like either of these would be a great option depending on the effect you're looking for. And I'm really a big fan of them. I'm tempted to buy the other ones in the line. I know I don't need them right now. I think they have like a glowy primer. I'm pretty sure they have like a brightening primer. So depending on your needs, there might be another one that works better for you. But the 2 that I tested out are great. They also launched 6 new setting sprays for $7 each. I know they had a line of setting sprays in the past, so again, I think some of them are just like revamped packaging, and then some of them might be actual new launches. I saw a TikTok where someone was saying they basically duped every single one of like the iconic popular setting sprays on the market. I can't say for sure, but it does seem like some of the formulas do kind of match up. So again, I picked up 2 of them. I believe this one, which is the Glow Unlock setting spray, is supposed to be a dupe for the iconic London setting spray. I actually haven't tried that. I think I saw it was Shelby Ann, who I love. I've been loving her videos so much lately. She does like TikToks, Instagrams. I don't think she has a YouTube channel, but I think she said that this was like a good dupe for that one. So if you like the idea, or if you like that formula or the idea of that formula, but you want a less expensive alternative, this might be a great option for you. This is super glowy. You shake it up, you spray it on your skin, and it really transforms the way your makeup looks. To be honest, it's a little bit more intense than I typically go day to day. I do love a good glowy finish, but I usually use the Dalba First Spray Serum, which adds glow without being too much for me. If you have dry skin or you love like an intense glowy look, you'll probably love the way this looks on the skin. It doesn't disturb my makeup underneath, and I wouldn't say my makeup wears off faster, but it also doesn't really extend the wear of my makeup at the same time. I feel like this is more so ideal if you go in with like a lot of matte products, kind of like what I have on today, and you want to add glow back to the skin. This is going to give you a glowy, like illuminated look. If you're looking for more of a hydrated glow rather than like an illuminated glow, you might prefer this one. This one is the Grip Unlock Setting Spray. I believe this one is maybe meant to be a dupe to the Milk Makeup one, which I do like. I repurchased that for years and years. I think it's actually a great prepping spray because it does hydrate the skin and it leaves your skin just slightly tacky. So again, it kind of extends the wear of your makeup. And I like how this one adds that hydration back to the skin. It gives you a little bit of a glow, but it's not like a shiny glow. So this comes down to personal preference. I would say this one does extend the wear of my makeup well while hydrating my skin at the same time. These have such a nice fine mist, which really makes or breaks a setting spray for me. And I do, you know, I love drugstore makeup. Obviously, if you watch my channel, you know that. But I do feel like one thing a lot of drugstore brands don't get right is the spray nozzle for setting sprays. They're just a little bit too intense. You don't get even application. This is one of the best setting spray nozzles I've tried from the drugstore in a very long time. This one and the LA Girl one, like they have such a beautiful fine mist. So if that makes a difference to you, I think that will just be like a bonus for sure. But I'm impressed by these lines. I love that they're affordable. You get a lot of product. There's something for everyone. And I just think Hard Candy is doing such a great job. I'm curious to see what they end up launching over the next year. Actually, one more product from Hard Candy. They did launch a new line of lip butters. There are 5 different options. And again, I think these retail for $7 each. They come with 0.5 ounces, which is pretty typical, pretty standard for a lip balm, both at the drugstore and from high-end brands. These, I think, are probably meant to be a dupe for the Summer Fridays lip butter balms. Pretty much every single drugstore brand has done their version of that product. And if you don't want to spend the money on a high-end lip balm at this point, you really don't have to because there are so many good formulas out there. These are made with 4 different butters: Muru, jojoba, shea, and mango butters. So they're supposed to be very, very nourishing. They have a few scents that I think are a little bit different than other brands. I picked up Toasted Coconut, which I love. If you like coconut scented things, you'll love this one as well. It's a very light kind of sheer color on me, but I think they also have like a true clear, and then they have one that has a little bit of shimmer in it. And then I also picked up Berry Mousse, which is really pretty, perfect for the fall. They do have that nice kind of bendy rubber applicator, basically identical to Summer Fridays, which is my personal favorite. So they're very comfortable, very easy to apply. These have a nice, thin, almost serum-like texture. I would say they're pretty close to Summer Fridays, but maybe slightly thinner. What's weird is sometimes when brands do like slightly thinner lip balms, they end up wearing off so quickly. But these, I mean, I would say they last on the lips pretty well for a lip balm. I can usually apply it and I feel like I still have color and a little bit of shine an hour later, and then I might reapply it. An hour when it comes to like a non-sticky lip balm for me is pretty standard, maybe slightly better than normal. But when they wear off, my lips actually feel really good. They don't dry my lips out. They're not like, I don't feel like I immediately need to reapply it because my lips still feel very moisturized, very nourished. A lip product that I do not recommend, this one from Versed, it is their Cloud Wrap Lip Recovery Mask. I don't buy a lot of overnight lip masks because I feel like they kind of end up doing the same thing. And I also feel like a lot of the lip balms I have can just be used as like overnight lip masks or lip treatments. But for whatever reason, I decided to pick this one up and I don't recommend it. It's expensive. It's $14.99, which for a lip balm at the drugstore just feels pretty high. I might be okay with that if it was like an amazing ultra nourishing formula, but it's really not. Like it feels fine initially. It's not as thick as I would like it to be. So I mean, I've used it during the day, I've used it overnight, but it wears off pretty quickly. And then on top of that, once it wears off, my lips actually feel so dry. They feel worse than before I even applied this product in the first place. So it actually dries my lips out, which for an overnight lip mask, I mean, they say you can use it as a daytime treatment as well. That is just like an absolute fail in my opinion. So I personally didn't have great luck with this product. I don't recommend it. ColourPop has one that they launched not too long ago that is significantly better. And then Essence has one, and the Essence product is like $3 or $4. So if you're looking for a true overnight lip mask, you could go with either one of those options. But honestly, I feel like my lip balms pretty much do the same thing for me, especially when it's a formula like this that's not, super thick or ultra nourishing. I tried a few more products from the Versed makeup line. At this point, I feel like I've tried most of them. When they first launched the line, I purchased like 4 or 5 products, and I love the concealer, the cream blush, the cream highlighter. Those are all great options. This time around, I didn't have as much luck. I would say this one probably comes down to personal preference. So there is a chance a lot of you might actually love this. I don't think the quality is bad. It's just not my favorite product. It is the Lash Lifting and Defining Mascara. So this one retails for $15.99. It's a pricey mascara, at least by drugstore standards. I like that it comes in black and brown. And again, this one does what it claims to do. They say it gives a naturally lifted, fluttery look to the lashes without clumping, smudging, or flaking. And I think, if you are looking for like that just like really beautiful kind of separated fluttery look without a ton of volume, a ton of length, you can easily get that with this product. You can go in with one coat, you can layer it up. No matter how much you build it, you're not going to get intense volume or intense length, which I think some people do really like. I'm wearing this on my bottom lashes today. I will do, again, a clip where I show you what it looks like on the lashes. I think what I've, really learned about myself, even though I went through a phase where I liked something a little bit more natural, these days I feel like I am craving just a little bit more volume. I like separated volume, not clumpy volume, but this one definitely gives like just a true soft, like naturally defined look. I didn't experience any flaking, any smudging with this product. It also wasn't extremely difficult to remove at the end of the night. I just feel like if I want something very light, very natural, I'll just go in with one of my favorite, like easy everyday tubing mascaras rather than this. But I do think there are people who will really enjoy it. If you're willing to spend this much on a drugstore mascara, if you want like a true, just like soft, fluttery look, I think you'll like it. The last Versed product for now, the Smooth Skin Face Primer. Again, a little bit more expensive. It's $17.99. And I will say, if you have a lot of smoothing primers in your collection, you probably don't need to run out and buy this one. But I do think out of all of the Versed makeup products I've tried, this is probably one of the highest quality products, one that really does perform well. It says right in the description that it's a hydrating primer that softly blurs the look of pores and fine lines and gives you a smooth, luminous finish. I honestly feel like that description is so off. It doesn't feel hydrating. It doesn't give my skin a hydrated or luminous finish at all. It's almost like I applied a mattifying primer. So it doesn't really blur the look of fine lines or pores initially. It's like afterwards, when you apply your makeup, you're like, okay, my makeup does look really good, but it's not like my foundation glides on in the way that it does over a primer like this from Hard Candy or the Milani primer. So I do think it's nice. It's not like the most enjoyable experience as I'm applying it to the skin. I wouldn't say it like transforms the look of my skin or even the way my foundation looks in the end. It does look a little bit better and it wears longer, but I just feel like I have other primers that I like better. Like the entire experience of applying it is nicer. The texture feels better. My foundation looks a little bit smoother. So I do like it. And if I'm like looking through all of the Versed makeup products, this one is up there. I just don't know if it's necessary. It's like the nice but not necessary category if you have something that is a good alternative. Okay, Revolution Beauty. So I did purchase that new eyeshadow palette. I talked about it in a video a little while ago. I was waiting for it to actually be available on Ulta's website. They launched like a fully matte palette. I'm wearing it today for the first time. I do have the Rare Beauty highlighter all over the lid, but I have to say those shadows went on beautifully. I'm working on like a dupes and alternatives video, and I'll keep you posted if I feel like it is a really good alternative to the Patrick Ta one. I want to wear them side by side. In the meantime, a few other products from Revolution Beauty. This is the translucent baking powder. So they have a couple of shades available. They have like a pink one. I think there is a peach one and then another one. I'll put the actual like landing page on the screen so you can see what the different products look like. I just went with translucent. I actually wasn't going to buy this initially because I did pick up that powder that they launched a few months ago that was supposed to feel like wet on the skin. It was an interesting concept for sure. I just felt like the product itself didn't perform well on me. And when I'm reaching for a powder, I really want my powder to like mattify, smooth the skin, not disturb my makeup underneath. And that one just didn't perform well for me. So anyway, I wasn't going to try this. And then I saw a few comments on, I think the video where I talked about the other powder saying that you love it. So I picked this up based on your recommendations and I really like this. This is a very lightweight setting powder. A lot of the loose baking powders I own are pretty heavy, ultra mattifying, a little bit thicker, and they do a great job of locking my makeup into place. But sometimes I don't want a heavy powder, especially as we move into fall and winter and my skin starts to lean more in the dry direction. I feel like a very heavy, very mattifying powder can be a little bit too much. Even today, I think I said earlier, I don't love this fully matte look that I have going on. I just don't find it quite as flattering as I used to. I almost like a lighter powder that allows a little bit of glow to come through. And if that's the case for you, this one's amazing. It's so lightweight, but I do feel like it actually smooths and blurs the skin really, really well. You can go in with like an actual velour puff to really bake and set the skin, or you can use a large fluffy brush all over your face and it will just lightly set your skin. And again, create like a smooth matte look, but it doesn't like suck the life out of your skin. I also like the packaging. I guess they used to have a product like this and then they updated the packaging. So now it has like an actual click closure and you can, dump the powder right in the cap, close it up, click it on. So really, really nice. I did purchase this product from Revolution. I think it's a little bit newer, the Superfix Hydra Cool Dewy Fixing Mist. I like the idea of like a continuous setting spray. The one size setting spray is my absolute favorite when I want my makeup locked in. I used that all summer long and I feel like my makeup never looked better in the summer than it did this year. And I think the main reason is because of that one size setting spray. I would just douse my face in it if I was going to have my makeup on all day, if it was hot or humid, and my makeup would not move. I ended up using that up and repurchasing it and it was so good. So I like the idea of like that type of packaging for a setting spray because I think, in my experience with the one size one, it evenly coats my face and it's quick and it dries so fast. And I think one of the claims with this one was that it actually dried instantly. It really doesn't. I think they have a non-dewy version, which I'm tempted to try, but that one had kind of bad reviews. And a lot of people were saying like, no, skip it, just spend the money on the one size one. So I skipped over that one for that reason, but I might go back and try it. This one is nice if you want a dewy finish. And I think what I've come to learn is that typically I'm not looking for that out of my setting spray. And if I want that, like I'll use the Dalba First Spray Serum, which I don't consider it to be like a typical setting spray. It's more so like a skincare makeup hybrid. That's actually not even a good description because I don't really consider it makeup. It's like a skincare product that I feel like I can work into my makeup routine. Anyway, that aside, when it comes to an actual setting spray, I just want something that will lock my makeup into place rather than giving me like a super dewy look. And this one, it gives you a dewy look. Like it almost makes your face look wet and then it takes like a minute for it to dry. Even once it dries, it looks like you kind of like splashed your face with water. Maybe that's not the best analogy because I think that almost implies that it disturbs your makeup. And I don't think it really does, but it's not the most comfortable product to use. I don't think the spray is as fine as the one size one. And again, because it's so wet feeling, it just takes a second for it to dry. If I'm going to use a hydrating setting spray, I'd rather opt for this one because the mist is so fine. And I just feel like you don't need such a powerful spray that's going to also like drench your face. Also, this has a very strong almost like fruity hairspray fragrance that's pretty intense. So if you're very sensitive to fragrance, I would skip over it for that reason alone because it is really intense. It's not unpleasant, but it is very noticeable. The one size one also has a very strong scent as well, but I don't even think I'm going to keep this. I'm just going to see if like my mom wants it or one of my sisters because I just don't really see myself reaching for this anytime soon. Okay, I do have a lot of LA Girl updates. Again, one of my favorite drugstore and affordable brands because they do keep it affordable and they do launch a lot of new products. So I did pick up some of their new fall launches, including this one. I didn't purposely like set out to try so many setting sprays, but I feel like there were a couple of formulas that just appealed to me. I love the LA Girl Pro Perfect matte setting spray. If you have oily skin, highly recommend that. I think I recently used my bottle of fully and then I decided not to repurchase it for now because I have other setting sprays I'm trying to work my way through. That is one of the best options out there. This one is the hydrating version. Again, the perfect fine even mist. So comfortable, just so enjoyable to use. This is basically a hydrating version of the matte one. So if you have dry skin, if you like that hydrated glow and feel to the skin, this one's great. I don't think you need both of these products. I feel like they end up doing something very, very similar. I used both of these to prep my skin today. I used the hard candy one on this side, the LA Girl one on this side. Again, I'll show you what this looks like on the skin. But if you want to add that hydrated glow back to the skin without like an illuminated finish, without shimmer or glitter or anything like that, this is great. And I like that they're just very light, very natural, super refreshing, but they do make a difference. I'm wearing this product today. I purchased two of these and I cannot find the other one anywhere. I just reorganized like all of my makeup. It honestly should pop up. So I feel like one of my kids like stole it and I'm going to find it like in their toys one day. This is the LA Girl Stay and Play Longwear Matte Lip Crayon and I have the shade, where is it? Seriously. So I am wearing this today, but I have a gloss on top. I just got this in the mail yesterday. So this is my very first time wearing it. I wore it earlier this morning before I did my makeup at all. And then I topped my lipstick with this. It's from Profusion. It's their new cooling plumping lip gloss. And this one is in Frosted Kiss. This is nice. Like I've never tried a product or I've never had a lip product with this type of packaging. It almost has like this kind of cooling metal applicator. And then the texture, it's very like almost serumy. I mean, it's a gloss, but it's so thin. I don't know. I'm impressed by this. I don't want to share like a full review on this yet because again, this is like my very first time using it. So not super rich and the color you're seeing is definitely the LA Girl product underneath, but any shine is from this product. I'll apply this product on its own so you can see the true finish. But I really like this. I feel like lip crayons are something that I used to like and then I hated them and now I just like them. They're super easy to use. This is a really nice formula. It's very creamy, very comfortable, but I feel like it dries down and it lasts on the lips well without drying out my lips. So if you like the idea of a matte lip color, you want something pretty inexpensive, just maybe a new shade for fall, this is a really good line. On Ulta's website, they only have maybe like 6 shades and most of them look pretty similar, but I was actually looking on LA Girl's website the other day and they have so many more options in like all of the products, which I didn't realize because normally I just shop LA Girl at Ulta, but if you're looking for additional shades, you can shop directly from their website as well. I don't know where else you can find LA Girl. Oh no, I was just at Five Below the other day because I love the LA Girl nail glue. And they don't sell LA Girl nails on Ulta, but they have like an entire LA Girl display at Five Below. And a lot of the products at Five Below aren't at Ulta. So I don't know where else they're sold, but you can get some of their products in store at Five Below. Another matte lip product from LA Girl, they ended up launching these Lip Haze kind of like moussey liquid lipsticks. I have the shade Baby. This is nice because you can actually go in with a very light layer and get like a completely different color than if you like let it dry and layer it up. So this is a customizable product. I love this color. I think it's really pretty for fall. And again, they have so many more options on the actual LA Girl website. This is just like a good updated version of a liquid lipstick. Liquid lipsticks have come such a long way. Remember the original ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip launch? You would apply those. And like at the time, I think like the popular alternative was maybe Anastasia Beverly Hills. So there weren't a ton of drugstore alternatives, but you would apply those and like 2 hours later, your lips were like cracked. They were so dry. They looked like you hadn't had any water in like 2 days. And thankfully in 2025, formulas are so much better, including this one. This one stays in place really well. It's not as transfer proof as like that old school formula, but it does stay in place well. Like if you're touching your lips, it's not really coming off unless you're maybe eating something, you know, kind of greasy or it's been on for hours and hours. But this actually stays in place pretty well. It's comfortable while it's in place. It gives your lips like a smooth kind of blurred finish, especially for a matte finish product. It reminds me of the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream, but longer lasting. Like it leans more in the liquid lipstick direction, but it's very smooth and very comfortable, and it gives you like that soft diffused finish. Again, kind of similar to like the NYX Mushy Matte Lip Balms, but longer lasting. So if you're looking for something that stays in place better than like that or the CoverGirl lipstick, this could be a really good option for you. Now, if you're like, no, I'm not into matte lip products, I'm telling you, this is such a beautiful formula. I actually want to apply it. I just like wiped away the lip gloss I was wearing. This is so nice. It smells so good too, and I can't place it. I actually went on Ulta's website to see how people described the scent in the review section, and some people hate it, but some people love it. And I think I saw like a couple of comments that were like, it's a fresh kind of like melon, it's like a cucumber melon scent. That's definitely what it is. It's like a throwback to like, I swear I had a cucumber melon body spray from Bath and Body Works when I was in junior high. That's what this smells like. It looks so good on the lips. Obviously underneath I still have a little bit of that lipstick, but I wore it all last week on its own without like any lip liner. We were on vacation with my family, and when I wasn't wearing like any makeup, I was reaching for this because it's ultra hydrating. It's so glossy. I feel like it plumps up the lips. My lips do look a little bit fuller right now. I just got a comment on a video asking if I got lip filler. I did not. I got a lip flip, which is basically where they like inject Botox into your lip to stop it from curling under. Because normally when I smile, I have a super gummy smile, and nothing wrong with that by any means. Like when I'm super happy, even if I have a lip flip, that still kind of happens to me. But a lip flip can make such a difference. It's less expensive, less invasive than lip filler. It just doesn't last long. It only lasts like maybe 8 weeks if I'm lucky. I got it done 2 other times. I only bring that up because my lips do look fuller, and it's not just due to this product. It's also because of that. But I actually purchased this before I got the lip flip done a couple of weeks ago. And even before that, I was like, wow, this product actually makes my lips look smooth and plumped up. It's, you know, it's a gloss. I feel like they call it a serum, but it's like a thin gloss. It really does feel more like a treatment, and it's not a lip oil. It definitely has like that true glossy, smooth finish. And I think it's partly the fact that, you know, the color's flattering, the applicator is nice. It has like a flexible kind of rubber applicator. It smells good. It looks good. I've just enjoyed the product all around. Like it's the type of product that I want to reapply multiple times throughout the day. If I can't find it, I'm like, where's my lip gloss? I want my LA Girl lip gloss in that specific shade and that specific formula because it's so comfortable and enjoyable to use. So not that you need to like run out and buy it, especially if you have a lot of lip glosses in your collection. I've just been enjoying it. I can't get enough of it. Now, they're not all winners. I did try 2 eye products that were just fails for me. Okay, now that I'm looking at it up close, I'm like, there's so much product on the wand. No wonder it's such a messy mascara. I didn't realize that at first. It's the Perfect Lift Push-Up Mascara. So it's kind of curved. I'll do a close-up shot so you can see it a little bit better. Every time I use this, I make an absolute mess. Like it truly ruins my eye makeup without fail. It's such a wet formula. And again, I feel like maybe the stopper in here is just not the right size because there's so much mascara on the wand. And even if even if I scrape it off, yeah, maybe it would apply better in that instance, but there's other reasons I don't like it. I feel like if you are going to try this, make sure to scrape it off. Oh my gosh. Is it defective packaging? Like, look at all the product on there that I just scraped off. I don't know. It doesn't matter because honestly, I'm not going to use it again. It's such a wet formula. It takes forever to dry down. And because it's so wet, it instantly weighs your lashes down. I've actually been curling my lashes for probably like the past month or 2. And now I can really tell when a mascara weighs them down because I'll curl them. And if I apply it, like I notice they instantly fall. Because it's so wet and it's so heavy, it's just, you know, it's not flattering on the lashes. But because it's hard to use, the wand is a little bit of a strange shape. And, you know, the wand is loaded with mascara. I end up with mascara all over my entire eye every single time. And then because it doesn't dry, it's impossible to remove it without just like smearing all of my eyeshadow. Even if I do the trick where I like fully let it dry and then I use a spoolie or a Q-tip, it doesn't come off easily at all. It's so hard to remove at the end of the night. Like I have to use an oil-based remover, like basically a full-on oil to get it off. And even then I have to like scrub my eye. It is just not worth the hassle in my opinion because it doesn't even look good while it's on the lashes. I don't experience any issues with smudging or flaking. So once it's on and it dries, it's on there. And again, you're going to have to use like a lot of effort to remove it, but it's just messy. I don't like the wand. It's not comfortable to apply and it just makes a mess. Like this is probably the worst mascara I've ever tried. Now this product from LA Girl actually applies perfectly. And I wish the formula stayed in place better because I love everything about this except for the fact that by the end of the day it's basically worn off where it smudges really easily. It just doesn't last. It is the LA Girl Blissful Duo Brush Liquid Liner. So it comes with it's not supposed to do that. The eyeliner just kind of popped out of the packaging. So on one side, you get a brown liquid liner. This brush is a little bit bigger than the black one, which I didn't realize at first. They're both brush tips. And then the black liquid liner is super thin. So you can actually create the most precise wing, which I love. If you have another liquid liner that has like this tiny precise tip, please let me know. Although I'm not doing a lot of liquid liner lately. Today I just have like a cream and I used an eyeliner brush to create this wing. Okay, so it goes on beautifully every single time. You get precise wings, you get like a nice thin line, which is great because if you're anything like me, every time you use liquid liner, it ends up like larger and more dramatic. So I love everything about this. The fact that it's dual-ended, you get a black and a brown. It's a little bit softer, really pretty. It just doesn't last. And I feel like my eyes haven't even been super watery. My eyelids haven't been super oily, but every single time I go to wash my face, it's worn off. Like right here, it's worn off here. The wing disappears. And I don't even have to be like rubbing my eyes, touching my eyes, nothing. Like it really fades after a few hours. So it just doesn't last. If that's not a big deal to you, if you're like, I don't really care if my makeup looks perfect at the end of the day, you might like this just for the fact that you get two shades and it's very easy to apply. But if you want your eyeliner to last, which I feel like most of us do, I would say skip it. Okay, last two products from LA Girl. These are a little bit more expensive. They came out with bronzers and then one highlighter. And I bought them. I think the packaging is very, very beautiful. And I know for a lot of people, just like Luxe looking and feeling packaging does kind of make or break products for them. And I have to give it to them for putting in effort with this packaging because they do look nice. They look like high-end products. So let's start with the bronzer. This is a duo. It comes in 3 different options. I picked up Golden Hour, which I think is the lightest duo. You get a lighter bronzer and a deeper bronzer. You can mix them together, use one side or the other side. It is a matte bronzer, so there's no shimmer, no glitter, but it's very creamy, very smooth. It blends out easily. I actually love using this duo as eyeshadow as well. It's a great formula. So even though it is a little bit more expensive for LA Girl, I do think the actual quality is beautiful. Also, there is the fact that the packaging is nice. Like it feels like a high-end product. You get a nice mirror in here. Everything about this does scream luxury at the drugstore. So I think the increased price is valid, especially because, again, the quality, what really matters, is definitely there. So if you need a new powder bronzer, I don't think you'll be disappointed by this one. And you get 2, basically. So it's like 2 for the price of 1, in my opinion. The highlighter probably isn't for everyone, to be honest. I like this on the eyes. It's almost like it's a powder highlighter, but it has like this creamy feel to it. So on the eyes, it's very beautiful. Like this is a pretty heavy swatch and you can tell like it's gorgeous. If you use a light hand or you use like an eyeshadow brush or like a fluffy brush, you can almost get like a scattered glitter effect on the eyes or the cheeks if that's what you want to do. I don't love this on the cheeks. I feel like it's not super flattering. I don't think I expected it to be as glittery as it is. Otherwise, I might have skipped over it. I mean, it's beautiful. It's so pretty. And honestly, with the holiday season right around the corner, this could be so much fun. My sister is doing like a big holiday party this year, which I'm excited for because it's just like a good excuse to like get glammed up and, maybe you know, do something that's not my typical makeup look. And I actually feel like this product will be perfect for that, to like apply to my chest, my shoulders, just for like a beautiful kind of sparkly look. But for day to day, this is not something that I would typically reach for. We're not all the same though. So if you like the idea of an intense metallic glittery highlighter, the actual formula feels really good. Like it's very smooth, super creamy. It's a true powder. When I initially tried it, I was like, oh, this kind of reminds me of like a ColourPop Super Shock, but it's not. It almost has like a glittery overspray, and then once you get through that, you get more of like the true metallic intense base. So really, really pretty. It just seems random that they did like split pan matte bronzers and then only one super glittery metallic highlighter. I almost wish they did like 3 different duos as well, with maybe one side being like that intense glittery metallic and then the other side being like a softer satin. I think that would have been amazing. Or like even a blush on one side, a highlighter on one side. But they only have the one option available, and I think I checked LA Girl's website and still just one shade. Okay, that is everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. If you're still watching at this point, please let me know if you like these long videos. Would you rather see like more frequent, shorter videos where I'm sharing like 8 to 10 products, or do you like seeing all of them in one? I know not everyone can sit down and watch like an entire video in one sitting because you're busy, you have a lot going on. So that's why I always put chapters. So maybe it doesn't matter to you how long the video is, but please let me know if you have an opinion on that, because I can do these maybe more frequently and just talk about like 7 or 8 products rather than like 15 or 20. But thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I will film a video very soon on high-end products, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you very soon with either that video or a different one. Bye.